All right, viewers. Round 2. Welcome to the Karen Murphy Classic Pairs. Live to you from the Shoalhaven Heads bolo. You better be loving it. We've got 2 different teams. I will change the scores for you. I just thought I'd try and bring you the action. They've got in a little bit earlier than I thought. They're on the greens. So at the moment, I've got a fair bit of sun glare to have to deal with. And I can't actually see my monitors from where I am. So with a bit of luck, I'll be able to sort of get the controls happening. And bring up the right scoreboard, and away we go. Alrighty, gonna have to wear the sunglasses, and I can't. Now this camera's off centre purely because it blew over, and we have to anchor it down a bit more. And we'll let you know who our combatants are in a moment. Just got to change around. And I'll be ready to get us all on. All right. Looks like everything is happy and on. Matt Harris is my name, and it's my great pleasure to bring to you all the action from the Karen Murphy Classic Pairs. We'll talk about the state of play, straight into it. No roll-ups, no trial ends. And you're watching on Youtubelivesports. We're going to be broadcasting you all day. What a great, wonderful Hammerheads. I love it. Spoke to the players post-match, particularly Karen and Paul, and then we spoke to Jason and Dave, who we had on the live stream, and they just said, yeah, a bit tricky. And greens running around about 14. Got the wind from the west now at the moment, and the sun's come out, so it's around about 18 degrees. So come on down. Got a great crowd of people here, and we've got a great live stream for you with Brian Suckley partnering Robbie Warren. These 2 gentlemen from Taraji Bowling Club are in the New South Wales men's senior team for the state. And Robbie bowling with the GTRs. I do know that Sucko normally bowls with the XGs. They're currently holding 2. Now, with the sun coming up over my back, my monitors are very difficult to see, so I will do my best. And we'll make sure that we've got the right names for you on who's playing. And we will have some guest commentary throughout the course of the day. But at the moment, I'm flying solo at the moment. So we've got Dwayne Kingdom playing with Alan Hill. All right, Dwayne with his final ball of the end, looking to try and come under and set that shot bowl of Sucko. And it looks like they're on the board, and Team Taraji with a 1. Well, when the wind's not gusting, there's not much around. But I tell you, when it is, we're in a bit of trouble. My camera up the other end, as you can see, is offsetting at the moment because we've just had to lean it up against one of the structures, the shade structures. But I've got some sandbags that I will attend to at lunch, and let's having a little bit more longer break after game 2, and I'll secure those even more effectively. Good start there from Succo. Alan Hill, good battle of the leads here. Love my opportunity to stream live bowls. It's 24 teams, $6,000 in prize money. Succo just fallen into the pit. This is what it looks like from over his shoulder. Generally playing into a wind that's coming up the shoulder. So as soon as that bowl starts to turn, and we'll go to the other camera angle, that should start to turn right back onto it. Very difficult to get your line or your direction, and that makes it equally harder to get your weight. So a bit tricky, but it's the same for everybody. Let's have a look at Succo's approach. It's got the XGs on its way. Good area there, and it is coming late. Robbie likes it. Robbie, with all his experience of playing for the state side. Yeah, 2 good bowls. Well done. We'll bring out the Karen Murphy cheer. I asked Karen what does she say when she says that. She's not a command person like Leighton Hewitt, but you know what? She's got her own bit going on. And thank you, Philip, for the correction. I was thinking of Chelsea Cottrell, and then we had Cattell. So appreciate the support. Not bad effort there from Alan Hill. Good grouping. Got them all in reasonably good home. Does give his skip Dwayne Kingdom a chance, but Robbie Warren, he'd be looking at playing his forehand, and he is, because he wants to try and at least land Succo's bowl. And if he does cut, he's not looking at trying to slice the jack, so he's going to stay high. Wow, beautiful conditions here at the moment for watching lawn bowls and playing. Round 1 was tough. Yeah, it's a fair effort. He's got the GTRs. Just had to have a bit of communication there, so my apologies of taking away from the stream. So at the moment, very good grouping here from the Taraji team. Now Robbie's looking at wanting to cover. If he puts another one in there, at the moment currently there's a lot of holes for bowls. He's just trying to get to that bowl, and it's got a... probably didn't get where he wanted. So here we go. First chance for Dwayne Kingdom, representing the mighty Hammerheads. He's lining up on the backhand. You're going to try and draw to save, but it's going to be a tough shot because whew, he's sent a pretty good line down. Is it going to hold? He's just missed. Fair effort, so that does look like it's going to be at least 3. Lucky it wasn't any more. It was fairly close. Oh, Matt's probably about 1 metre from the tee and thrown to the middle of the line there. So we're at about a medium length end. We are watching the game of Taraji's Brian Suckley playing with Robbie Warren. They're both currently in the New South Wales men's senior side, over 60s. And they're playing against the Hammerheads. We'll hear from the Shoalhaven Heads bolo of Alan Hill and Dwayne Kingdom. I think Dwayne looks like he's probably using XGs. I didn't manage to see those bowls this morning. There was just a bit going on. But they're straight into it. 15 ends, 3 bowl pairs. Good start. It is very much a leads game. It's really important that the leads do give their skips an opportunity. And generally, if you've got, as a rule of thumb, in 3 bowl pairs, as a lead, you want 2 bowls to be behind. If you've got 2 bowls behind and one of them's a shot, you generally win the head. I've done enough sort of looking at statistics. On the green next to us, we've got John Green, also a very capped state player. I don't know if he became a jackaroo though, but I'd have to look that up. But there is some quality here today. Brad Franklin from the Belrose Platinum side. We have Franklin Fong from the Wenty League's Platinum team. Whittingham was also in the Platinum side for Wenty League. So, and of course we've got Karen Murphy, just to mention a few of our quality teams in the 24. So good grouping there from Brian, but I'm sure he's not going to be too impressed with having nothing behind. Alan Hill, just trying to get a bowl in the head for his skip. He's sort of spraying them around at the moment, and he'll be looking for a bit more consistency. Skip has given that a little bit of a clap, and he might have drawn second shot. So Robbie, Warren and Sucko, they get to play a lot together. Robbie's head, so he gets to sort of do the magic fingers and see where he is. He's a bit of a Manly supporter, so we won't mention that too loud because they are clearly not in the finals. Cracking NRL games are on schedule for you today and for tomorrow. I won't be any part of the live stream, but Dasbo, nice to have you here all the way from Nowa. Let's go Sucko and Big Joe. There you go. Thanks for joining us on the coverage, Dasbo. All right, Robbie Warren with his GTRs. In good area. A wind coming from the west now. That will come in. Good weight. Positive bowl. And creates 2, maybe 3 shots out of that because he was able to sit a bowl and land it. So we give you a big Karen Murphy cheer. Good effort. All right. Dwayne Kingdom. Just under the line there, which is not uncommon because he's playing the narrow hand, and when you play the narrow hand in gusty conditions, if the wind doesn't blow, you generally cut your line or you stay high. So Sucko just giving his skipper Robbie a bit of a visual point to land. He'll either try and land that white bowl of his partners. Little high, will it drop? And counts. So the positive thing about what they've done at the moment with their head building is they've left gaps everywhere. So with someone like Dwayne, who's coming on a narrow line again and hopefully getting that bowl to hold. He's not far away. That is a cracking shot. Very worthy of a Karen Murphy cheer.
That's great.
But I can tell you, it may not stay there for long. Have a look at Robbie Warren. He's going to back himself to try and set this. Crack. A little high. Close. He's normally deadly with that. Let me have a look at that on the replay. He started it high, thinking it would come back. He sort of gripped it, ripped it, and it just didn't come back enough. Actually, he nailed it. What am I talking about? He ripped him out. What a shot. He got him. My apologies, sun in the eyes. What a shot. Another 3. Let's have a look at that replay again, because it's worthy of a Karen Grant. My apologies, viewers. I looked at the replay. Let's have a look at it. Great shot. You got back. Bang. Terrific. All right, and that's what you need to do to secure a margin and a good victory. Went straight at it. I can tell you, against the quality boys of the Taraji guys. Ah, good on you, Dasbo. He's watching between this game and Benny. Of course you would. Benny couldn't be in 2 places. And Jolyn from Cabra. Good on you. Nice to join us. Let us know where you're from and hope you're enjoying the coverage. Yeah, Benny Two Shoes had sort of had 2 jobs this weekend, so he said, Matty Harris, can you come on down and help us on the live stream? And I grabbed the opportunity with open hands. You have a chance to sort of commentate the GOAT, Karen Murphy, which was incredible. And then you got 2 current New South Wales State 60 bowlers on the green. So good bowl from our lead, Alan. We'll give you a Mr. Chalky. Very hard to actually see my monitors at the moment, viewers. We've got the sun streaming down on them, but that's okay. We work with what we got. Just give you a little adjustment on that camera so we can still see the bowlers sending some things down. And yeah, wind comes and goes at the moment. Alan Hill trying to capitalise on Sucko just not reaching the head at the moment. He's in the area, and we've got a 7-0 scoreline on 3. Sucko just trying to find an extra couple of feet. I believe he placed 3rd for Robbie Warren in the senior 60s stateside. New South Wales had a very successful campaign against Queensland in the Opens, winning both. I didn't really look at the juniors and the 40s. The care factor not really there. The main ingredient, the main course is the State Opens, and New South Wales got the win there, so wasn't surprised to see Queensland claiming 40s. And yeah, it's still an age group, but yeah, Dasbo, I played with Benny in this last year. Good on you. How'd you go? Did you carry him? Well, welcome to the coverage, everyone, as we look at the changeover of the skippers. You are, part of the coverage, viewers. We're here for you and for, obviously, the community. Now, tell us where you're from. Matt Harris is my name, and it's my great pleasure to be joining the YouTube Live Sports team the last sort of 5 months now. This is my main core of business. I've had a commentary background for about 30 years, but operating cameras and producing and directing all of it by myself is quite new to me. So Karen Murphy, classic pairs here at the Shoalhaven Heads bolo. And I reckon next coverage, Robbie Warren just tried to play with a little bit of weight there. But at the moment, still got my L plates on. I reckon my coverage, my next one is 2 weeks' time. I'll be broadcasting from the Motorvale Bowling Club. They've got a $10,000 pairs tournament coming up where the winners pick up $5,000. A lot of money around in bowls, if you get lucky enough. Not a bad effort here from Dwayne Kingdom. You reach in, I don't mind that. You know what? Yeah, he's ended up in the beach, but all right. So. Oh, there's called for an umpire. Looking at length of jack. But Robbie, he's going to try and come through those two white bowls. He's not far off. And he sort of just guessed whereabouts the line, because that's the nature of what's going on today. So at the moment, we will see the local boys, the Hammerheads, picking up a shot. If Dwayne tends to stay high and draw in, trying to use that westerly wind to bring the bowl back, but just didn't send it. Okay, now Robbie is very good at correction. He's gone onto the outside of the mat, and you can see the line that he's taken. He's decided to go slightly narrow. Any weight reaches the head. Has he picked up the jack? Wow, that is an absolute cracker. Let's have a look at that on the Karen Murphy replay. He normally execute these with brilliance. You have to reach through that gap, guts the jack, and it's gone into the pit. Let's try and see where it is. Fabulous shot. And what a shot, Robbie Warren. We've got to give him a bit of a Karen Murphy cheer, if I can find my little mouse, because I can't see anything with the glare at the moment, but that'll shift soon. The sun's just got to get a bit higher. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, he is a skip in the over 60s stateside. I played against Robbie Warren 2 weeks ago at Moana, and he did it to me 5 times in one game. And we lost by 3. And I was playing with Ray Pearce, who's in the current New South Wales men's over 40s and a former Jackaroo. So hats off to Robbie. In these conditions, he plays it all the time. Trust me. It's either to drive or draw, but he didn't drive at it. He just went, corrected his weight, and incredible. So look, you learn a lot. And look, Robbie and Sucko get to play in all these tournaments all together. And so not unusual to see that calibre. And I trust me, he likes money. So he's come here to win the tournament. And you heard it here first. He'll be one of the teams that win all 6 today, unless he comes up against Karen, or maybe Franklin Fong, or maybe Brad Franklin. Some of the really significant teams. There's a couple of others I haven't mentioned. Anyone can win on their day. But look, John Green's here as well, and John Green also likes cruising. And I've got to change the scoreboard, but it's an 8-0 on 4. And there's someone that doesn't like money and burning through petrol. But the guys aren't on the board yet, but they were close. It was just a cracking shot there from Robbie Warren. All right, we're looking at an 8-4 scoreline, 8-0-4 on 4. Let me just turn our attention to the head. My apologies that the camera is slightly off centre. I had to do that purely to stop it falling over. Up at this end, that's where the wind is basically buffered in from the west. So Sucko, 1 on, 1 behind. And he'd be looking at trying to get another bowl behind, because as I mentioned, viewers, 3 bowl pairs, generally, if you have 2 bowls behind the head, now he's created that's still a very good bowl. I just thought it was going to create a bit more of a target, but
great.
No chance. Let's have a look at that on the replay. That was a very good shot. And came in, gave it a chance, and away it went. All right, the changeover. That wind from the west is supposed to die down in the later afternoon, but I reckon we'll get through 3 games and then it'll blow itself out, hopefully tomorrow, down here in this beautiful south coast area of the Shoalhaven Heads. Robbie Warren on the mat now. He'd be looking just not to try and... He was trying to get back to that red bowl, but not create a bit more of a target. So back to the centre line, maybe land in front. Look at this. Just missed his target. Fair effort. In, 30 km/h winds. All right, Dwayne Kingdom. Local boys, the Hammerheads. Free ball pairs of 15 ends. Fair effort, fair track. That is a wonderful effort. You know what? They got 2 seconds. Going to be very hard for Robbie to... Still, the art of correction. Let's see how he corrects, because he doesn't really have to change anything. How's his memory? Representing Taraji. Stayed over 60 skipper with the GTRs. Line is good. Just didn't send it. He wouldn't be happy with that. He'll correct. He's got another one. Bowl's on its way. Good line. Just a little hot. Now, if you look at the tee, they're 1 down on the tee, but if I was the skipper, Dwayne Kingdom, and I'm not, I'd be playing a bit more positive and try and split those 2 bowls. You split them and run through, he picks up 3. And Robbie will look to beat his second bowl. Maybe pick up, and look at that hang out. Tough. So come on, Dwayne, back yourself, mate. A little bit more positive weight. Just look at it for a swinging bowl. He has played with this a bit more positive intent. Is it going to hold its line? And he crashes into the front one of Robbie, so no damage, but at least he gave himself a chance. 2 down. But, yeah, gave himself a chance. We're a third of the way through, and currently the Taraji pairing of Brian Suckley and Robbie Warren, and currently sitting nice and comfortable with a 10-0 margin. The Hammerhead boys of Alan Hill and Dwayne Kingdom doing their best to try and stem the flow of shots that are currently against them. Matt's got to follow a process, because if I don't follow my process, I forget to change my camera. What a beautiful sky, but look at that wind, westerly. Whoa. Man. It's good to see that flag not at half mast, because I was speaking to one of the local committee members here, and they were saying, oh, there was a time when it was up and it was half, and normally a flag at half mast generally designates that someone has passed out of memory. And me making sure all my cameras are all right, I'm Mr. Chalky. That's a good bowl, and currently Sucko and Warren cruising, not for a bruising, but doing well before lunch. Looking for consistency, and today consistency is extremely difficult. What a great initiative from the Shoalhaven Heads bowling team to bring YouTube Live Sports to cover all the action, and thank you to Benny Two Shoes for bringing me an opportunity to live stream. I'm based on the northern beaches of Sydney. I don't own, I rent, so don't hold that against me. I love where I live, but I love coming down to the south coast. I used to holiday at Narrawali a fair bit, in Nowra. We played in the state pennant open gender twos a couple of months ago, where we didn't get out of the section. And we lost to Tarrant Point and Tuncurry, who battled it out in the semi-final with, I think, Tarrant Point getting beat in the final by Campbelltown. All right, a couple of loose ones, but let me see if our lead can correct. Good thing about 3-bowl pairs is that most games you only get 2 turns, 2-bowl triples or 4s, and in walking pairs you only play 2 and then you change. But here's a chance to correct. And look, the art of correction today and consistency is very difficult. Look, he gave himself a chance with his weight, but he had to give it a little bit more real estate with his line. And the rule of thumb when you're playing in gusty conditions with this westerly coming across the green, it's sort of a headwind, crosswind, but when it's a bit of a south, but when it's directly from the west, it's an India face crosswind on the right hand. If you're playing your forehand and you're right-handed, you're playing into it. But the rule of thumb is, look, do your best, pick a consistent line, and if it blows off centre, well, so be it. But if you allow for the wind every time, it's going to do your head in. Now, bigger the bowl, size 5 or a size 4, a bit better than a 3 in condition today. And look at Robbie Warren. He's playing as if there's not much problem on the green. And all our heads, viewers, are going to be like they've fallen out of the back of a truck or a helicopter. It's all about drawing. And then if you've only got one bowl in the head, I tell you, Robbie Warren will ping it out and try and get a multiple. Fair effort here. Reaching. But the class of the Taraji pairing of Sucko and Robbie Warren. And Robbie's, he'll look to correct. His line's very similar. If he looks at the correction, he'll go slightly higher. And so you want that bowl to do the work and go towards the jack, and he's done that. And you know what? That is deserving of a Karen Murphy cheer, because that, viewers, is a very good shot. If you have a look at the correction, he might have modified his feet on the mat or just aim that bowl slightly higher into that wind, and away they go. All right. Dwayne, they need a bowl in the head. And it's gone out of bounds. Robbie, with a very relaxed pendulum swing, sends it on its way. Great track here. The bowl will do the work coming back. It's coming into view now. And that is another effective bowl, because that's another shot. Okay, so that has actually blocked the hand. But Dwayne could have drawn in to get second, but he's got 2 bowls he can land. We've just got to play up to it. Very tricky on this hand to get your line. It's good to there. It's going to stay high. He wants to land those 2 to get it to second shot. And he has. Oh, he probably cut 1 out. And it is 3. Right idea. It was a good effort. Got a couple of people behind me spectating. What a great place to come and spectate. Easier said than done, ladies and gentlemen, viewers. As my IT support is checking in with me, that was the ping on my phone. Boys just ask him if he wants to play around with the brightness settings. So stand by and probably get happy. And Dasbo was one of the volunteers at Nowra. And yeah, Dasbo, that would have been probably Rye Berry that gave you a bowls cloth for my collection, for your collection, perhaps. I was bowling from DY Bowling Club, so we did have a couple of bowling cloths, but it might not have been our bowling cloth. It could have been another club. Oh, just changed my camera around. Sorry, Boyd.
What's the call?
Sorry, viewers. I've just my IT support's helping me, and I can't change my camera at the moment because he's got control of the mouse. There we go. Thank you, Boyd. All right. Well, that's not a bad effort from Alan. I think Alan's having a better time of it coming away from this region, this area. So he's seemed to be enjoying playing back towards the other green. Our umpire's doing a great job today, trying to keep all the rules at play to make sure we've got a fair contest. So, Sucko holding one. I'd imagine Robbie to come in on the backhand. Just try and get to that white bowl and...
Short by 6 inches, short.
What a great effort. That's what he had to do. He had to roll down and sit that bowl, and he's got it. And I can tell you, this pairing of the Taraji pairing do not give you much by the way of having bowls in the head. So Sucko's now saying change hands, play the forehand, just get to that bowl that was just played by the skipper, Dwayne Kingdom. His touch, his sense of direction, he's bowling with these GTRs, and he's in there again. Very good bowl. You're watching a game of class at the moment, viewers. The New South Wales over 60 boys are putting on a show. The Hammerheads are trying their best, but they've got to have more than 1 out of 6 in the head. They've got the tee, so if I was this skipper, I would grip it, rip it, and just have a go. Maybe not play with tentative weight. It's really hard to play with tentative weight on greens that are running 14 to 15. He's coming into view. Once again, just missing. Very tricky playing the weighted shot of about 3 metres through. He's got to rip it and grip it and whack it. Because at the moment, Robbie can go, you know what, I'm going to put another one in there because I don't think you're going to... I don't feel threatened about your accuracy. So the skipper... And Robbie's drawn close to another one in there. It could be... It's definitely 4 down.
Thanks, Luke. How you going, mate? Good. How you going? Yeah, all right. Good. One up. One win. One win.
How many was that? Was that? 4. 4. So I'm just trying to control the cameras. Bit of technical support there provided by the happy bowler, Boyd Dumbrell. Thank you, sir. How did Team Warren go in round one? Look, I don't have the live scoreboard at the moment, but we can try and find out for you. But we'll just focus our attention on the commentary at the moment. But if I can find out where teams are and how they're placed. And I believe it was three shots. So we've got a 16-0. On 7. In full sunlight at the moment, so trying to see cameras at the moment. I can't put up a shade cloth because if I do, we're going to be blown out of here. So really can't afford to make any of those changes at the moment. Once again, Alan Hill really struggling to find his line. He's spraying them all over the place. There's not a huge degree of correction. He's just sort of pointing it and hoping for the best. And sometimes that's just what you're facing. And Sucko, all that experience in making it look fairly straightforward. He's holding 2. Let's have a look at Alan Hill. He's sort of a bit narrow again. He needs to be out towards the number, as we've seen most of the first game, but he didn't have the privilege to see that. And look, he's going past the centre line, struggling to find his weight. He was a better bowl, but he's behind the head, so he is giving his skipper the best chance with bowls behind, but with no bowls in the head. So here's what it looks like from where we are. Robbie Warren, he'll be pointing. You watch where this bowl goes. Straight out towards the number, and that's the direction you need to be. So viewers, a good learning curve when you're bowling with the wind that's into your shoulder and across. And look at that still turn. He didn't take enough, but it's fairly close. It's a good shot. So let's have a look what happens with the skipper. He's on the inside of the mat, sends it out, and he's tight. Let's see what happens at the other end. You know what? He's given it a positive weight, but look at its swoop. But then it crosses over by about a foot. A better attempt. Well done. And that's a fairly good result because that's his third. That's the third shot, but he does need another bowl in the head. And he's got to do the job as of the lead. And Robbie gone higher. Let's see where the ball ends up. You know, because you've got a gusty wind of 30 to 40 kilometres per hour. Now, Robbie's deliberately gone high. He's back to the centre line and almost got the tee because it's a respot. So what that means, viewers, is if the end or the jack goes out of the boundary peg, then the jack gets respot on or nearest to that mark. Here he comes. Dwayne Kingdom, a better line. It's all about his weight, but it's really hard to get your weight when the line's challenging. It's coming into shot. Oh, and that's the fraction. That was like a 10 kilometre an hour different gust of wind. And look at the difference at the end. It's gone 3 feet across. That's why it's difficult today, viewers. And I take my hat off to all of these guys. Now Robbie's gone high again. Let me see if he's going to try and just finish slightly high and behind, just to not give them too much of an option. And, you know, he probably missed his target, but he got back to the centre line. Big bowl. Come on, skipper, for the Hammerheads. You got this. He's gone onto the inside of the mat. He's trying to change the angle of where that comes, and that looks good from the hand. Now, the trajectory. He's slightly high, tight again. It's all down to his weight. It's going to swing away. Oh, he would have had shot if he had the line. Oh, man. I didn't see the signal. Was it 2? Could have been 2 shots. I didn't signal real quick. I blinked and I missed it. So, I'm going to give them 2 and we'll correct it if we need to. Well, viewers, we're at the halfway point of Game 2. I'm looking around at the 24 matches that are going at the moment, doing a fabulous job, and yeah, having a good time going through. Alrighty, very good, very good. All right, so Luke, we do have an update for you. And a big welcome to Jack Harrison, watching from Narrandera. Hope you're having a good day. What's it like there, mate? I can tell you, it's a good day for drying your washing. Not a great day for broadcasting, but we're here. But I do have the current standings after the first round. Big margins. But you'd expect that. Yep, Sucko. Bowling well, setting up a good head for this possible margin of 18-0 at the moment. And look, viewers, the score is irrelevant for me. It's all about no one tries to send down bowls that aren't consistent, but this is a better end. As I mentioned before, Alan Hill finding this end a lot closer. And let's give him a big Karen Murphy cheer if I can see my mouse, and I can't. There we go. Great. Good on you. Come on, Alan. If you watch his coverage back, you might not want to. I hope you do. But that's a fair effort. But look, he's finding this way a lot easier. So this is actually with the wind behind him. And Sucko, well, listen, for the first, maybe the second time in the game, Alan might have beaten Sucko in the head. He's done very well, 2 behind. He's finding this on his backhand. The wind is coming from his shoulder across his left. He sends it out. He's given it a chance. Come on, mate, get the good grouping going. And he has. You know what? Let's give him a big cheer. Let's give him the horn. Well done. You know, and listen, I think it's worthy of the dancing frog. Good on you. The Hammerheads. Alan Hill enjoying this end. Alrighty. Let's look at this, viewers. All the way from Belrose, playing with his dad. Playing in the Platinum, so playing in the best competition in the world, apparently from Bowls, New South Wales. I think Premier League matches it, but anyway, I'm just a commentator, so what would I know? Brad Franklin, plus 28. I did ask Brad how he went. Look at Robbie. Oh. He won't miss by much next time, I can tell you. Let's have a look at that on the replay. If I can get it on the YouTube Live Sports replay. Come on. He sends it. Only gives it about a foot of weight. I mean, foot of direction. Whooshka. Close. Let's try and get back to the live action. And he's got a toucher. And that is a great bowl by the skipper, because doing that means that Robbie Warren is going to have to play a pretty good bowl to change the nature of the head. There you go. He had to sort of change it up. The problem is now with Matt changing cameras all over the place, I'm struggling to clear the layer. All right, to get it back to live time. All right, we're back. Robbie Warren. Still got a chance there to trail the jack, and he's trying to do it again. He's not far away. Viewers, did you see that? That is the Robbie Warren special. Toucher I called it. He played it. Look at this. He didn't have much of correction. The skipper did well to try and trail it and change the head. But Wobby Warren, boom. That is such non-predictability. It's just, you can predict it. Apologies for my poor English there. I did really well in my Naplan. Yeah, fair effort here from Dwayne Kingdom. Just have to adjust my camera to find out where that jack went. No. Camera 3. Not too sure. And that's the best my cameras are going to go from where they've moved to. I'll try and zoom out. And you can see that orange marker down the bottom. That's where the shot bowl is. So Robbie's coming in and he has not picked up a second. He's not happy about that. He was about 3 metres off his target. So let's see what the skipper can do. I just don't know where Robbie's bowl has gone. I believe it's gone over to the left. He's coming into sight. He's hit that bowl. Stay up. Oh, that bowl needed to stay up for them to get off 0. We could have a nudie, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure. Protect your eyes. Oh. Well, Sacco said, listen, I reckon we could be 2. And it's all about the payday because they saw the scoreboard and Robbie Warren only had a +8 margin in their first game and Brad Franklin had a +28. Wayne Martin had a +16. He's in tie with a Jim. Oh, trying to. LaHague? Only one. I think it's Jim LaHague. I just can't read the handwriting. Johnny Green had a 14+ margin. Neil Unicum had a 13+ margin. John Lewis, 12+ margin. Corey Thompson, a 10+ margin. Robbie Warren, at 8+ margin. Nathan Bazant, 7+. Karen Murphy, 4+. And Mick Horn, 4+. And that was from round number 1. And I believe it was 1 shot to Team Warren. So I'd love to set up a shade structure right now, but at the moment, my 55-year-old eyes are going to involve squinting. And try and bring you the changes to the scoreboard. You're welcome, Luke. Do our best to entertain. And so, look, Team Warren, even with the +8 margin, are sitting outside of the top 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're in 8th. But after this, whew. But yeah, Franklin Fong's here. He plays Wenty Leagues, Premier League, Platinum, Bowls New South Wales, Platinum Pennant. Not a big fan of tournaments being sponsored by gambling companies and alcohol companies, but you know what, you got to do what you can. I do enjoy a punt, as do a lot of people that play lawn bowls. I'm a lot of smoker and I don't drink. All right, you can see once again, he's on his home track. Alan Hill not really enjoying playing into the wind. If I was Alan, I'd be playing the narrower hand, change it up, give yourself a chance, because you really have struggled to play with any consistency on that hand. So if you do watch it back, mate, no criticism here, just suggestions as a bowls coach. Look, you are playing the hand to try and get in Succo's eye, but he's just missed his line, which means the weight is really difficult. And poor Dwayne Kingdom hasn't had a lot of assistance coming back this way away from the other green. So I'd perhaps be looking at changing hands. And I might have I might go and have a chat to Alan and say, listen, buddy, try your luck coming the other way. Not my job really, but I just want to go out and give him a hand. All right, Robbie Warren coming in. Looking at the wind and he's trying to work out what's going on. I'm going to go and have a chat with him. It's all part of the service. All right. Well done. All right, Dwayne. I don't know how long that's going to stay there. I can recommend Robbie's got to be very careful, but he's having a look at it. Even the best converters miss. But guess what? He's now got a clear run. Dwayne Kingdom playing on the backhand. It's a bit of it's an easier hand going back this way, and that's what I just mentioned to Alan very quickly. I said, listen, buddy, above my pay grade, but just play the kind of hand. Got to get another one in there. The umpires have been caught all over the place. Very busy. One bowl holding them out of three. Robbie. Here he comes. On the inside of the mat. Bowl's on its way. And he has just missed his target. Let's have a look how close. If I can, bring my mouse into it. On that replay. Look at that. Whooshka. That's what practice does. He practices those all the time. And we're coming back to live action. No! He almost just took his own bowl out. They've got one. Yes! We have definitely avoided the nudie. The boys are on the board. I can tell you Robbie Warren wasn't going to give it to him. Just missed with taking that bowl out. Good on you, boys. The Hammerheads. You know what? Let's give him
Great.
the old Karen Murphy. I can tell you, Sucker would have said to his opponent, opposition lead, Alan, let me introduce you to the Matt. Matt, meet Alan. Alrighty, change our cameras around. Well done, boys. Great for the game. Now I'm going to have to put some sunscreen on because it is hot in the sun. All right. Warren 19, Kingdom 1. We don't get a choice of who we stream. It was really wonderful that we actually landed the current two New South Wales senior over 60 players in Brian Suckley and Robbie Warren. But they play in tournaments probably 4 times a week. I managed to play against this combination with Ray Pearce, who's a former Jackaroo, and capped player for New South Wales and currently playing in the over 40s. And we lost by just a couple of shots. But you've already seen the accuracy of Robbie Warren's on-shot drive. He doesn't play with huge weight at times. He does as well, but mate, we were holding 2s to 3s and trying to cover the tee and respot. And he swallowed 3 or 4 jacks and landed on top of it, so we couldn't even draw the shot off when it was in the ditch. And, yeah, played very well. Good fun. All right, you are, yeah, Suckley, very nice. Well, viewers, you are watching the Karen Murphy Classic Pairs. Thanks for tuning in live from the Shoalhaven Heads bolo. Matt Harris is my name, part of the commentary team of the YouTube Live Sports. You better be live in it, and I'm hoping you're enjoying the coverage wherever you are today. And the wind is just playing havoc with everything today. We had a camera go absolute hit for 6 and it didn't break, thank goodness. No change out of $1,000 per camera. So clearly we've just had a jack move. We actually couldn't see that because we had things blow around all over the place. So there's the Mr. Chalky, still in play. And you can see that was a very positive bowl from our lead. Just sort of throwing it round and sort of doing it with not much of an idea of line and length and all those sorts of things. Now, viewers, I'm going to change my camera because it doesn't actually give you much of an option of where things are. So there you go. That's the state of play of head. Currently, Warren holding 1. And here we go. Skipper's turn to play. Now you can see the flags. We're narrower hand, westerly wind, reaching. That's positive. A fair effort. You got to get back to that line, and it might be out. Just slightly missed it. Let's have a look how Robbie Warren attacks this. Pretty good direction. It's got to get back, but where he's standing, fair effort. Could be second shot. All right, Skipper with his second of 3. Come on, Dwayne Kingdon. Got on the board, put one end back to back. Come on. For the Hammerheads. Strikes it. Does he like it? It's coming into play. Well, could be second shot. Robbie Warren will just be on the draw. Just trying to get behind in case there's a little bit more of a positive approach here from our skipper from the Hammerheads. Bowl come into shot. He's close. Good correction, as you'd expect from a player of Robbie Warren's skill. Highlight reel for Robbie Warren today, particularly in these conditions. They don't show actually how difficult it is. All right, skipper Dwayne Kingdom representing the Hammerheads on the mat. They got on the board, thank goodness. Bowl on its way. Just needed to reach. Falling short, so Robbie Warren gets a free kick. So he'd be looking at, where can I get another one? Well, he's got to draw within 3 feet, which is pretty doable for a person of Robbie Warren's stature. Got to roll, and cool, landed his own. So he's probably not happy with that again. 2 shots. He had the chance to knock that bowl up and maybe correct 4, but all right. Every time it comes to try and change the score, viewers, it's just a little bit tricky because I can almost not see what I'm doing because of the glare. And if you can hear me tapping away, That's me just trying to making sure that we've... All right. Here's Succo's technique. Nice and balanced. Yeah, old pendulum swing, all down to muscle memory. Beautiful day here except for the wind. Now let's see if Alan has gone, you know what, commentator, you got no idea what you're talking about. I'm going to try and keep playing on my... Oh, he has. Good boy. Now let's just hope he puts it in a reasonable shape. Look, he shouldn't be avoiding playing the backhand, but already he's in a great area. Guess what he did? Did you see that? Hey, I've been playing bowl for 40 years. Good on you, Alan. Yes. And he's got the shot. So happy for him. He's really battled on that forehand. You know what? Don't change hands, mate. Stay there. I'm not just a pretty pitcher. I've been playing bowl since 1985, so I sort of know what I'm talking about, but I'm not in any Australian or New South Wales team. Struggled to even make the old Metro Northeast regional team. It's okay. You can correct on that, but look, he's got his line. The weight will come, even though correction's quite challenging. Mr. Succo not happening, stay on the hand, don't change. The bowl's not in your eye. Just got to find the extra yard. He's on its way. Let's have a look. He's high, trying to hold on to his hat. He's slightly high, but guess what? If he gets down to those two, hurry. Get under, Hammerhead, get under. Oh, that is a cracker. What a great shot, mate. Who said he couldn't play back towards this direction? What an effort. Wish he'd been playing that all game. Good effort, mate. Look, it's all about fun in the sun here. Robbie Warren will not be short on this, trust me. Grip it, rip it. Dead on the tee. Just had one of the spectators say, Jesus. I'll show you that again. Just trying to get the YouTube Live Sports replay. He's gone hard. Only had to have a foot of weight. Whack. We'll go touch ya. When we go back to... I just got to get it off that replay. Touch ya. Karen Murphy, get that into you. Dancing frog, that's worthy of that. And Robbie Warren has arrived. Can player. Can play. All right, Skipper. Just talking to a couple of my audience members here at the club. And that is a cracking bowl after driving. He then dead draws it. And I can tell you, when I bring my cameras down... Oh, where am I? Camera one, Matt. And that's where the shot of Dwayne Kingdom was. So he had to draw within 2 feet, and he's almost got a front knocker. You know, could that be the shot that wins them first prize? Because, look, they're 20 shots behind after round one. I believe, look, there might be 2 teams that get 6 wins, but look, the chances are Warren may play Franklin. And you never know. It's all down to a lucky card or, you know, anyone can beat anyone on the day. But look at this If he gets to that bowl, that is incredible bowling. Well done, Robbie Warren. That is outstanding.
That's great.
Let's have a look at that replay. That's not an easy shot to do. He's done a full bowler drive with one. He's drawn the absolute and knocked it out for two. So you are a rock star at the moment, Robbie. All right. Playing with a little bit of speed. But I think he might have played it on the wrong hand. Oop.
I don't know whether he meant to play that.
I think he maybe had the little disc on the wrong side there. All right. Look at our gentleman just doing the card. Don't win when it comes, man. I've got to hold everything down or I'm going to lose my screens. Cameras are trying to hang in there. Did I say it's windy? That was about 50 km/h westerly. Whew. Man, I'm sure there's problems on the water there. All right. Well, I hope you're enjoying the coverage inside the clubhouse at the moment, because I can tell you the local Hammerhead boys aren't. Robbie Warren's putting on a clinic and Suckley's just sort of is in a supporting role. Because when Robbie's in this mood, very hard to beat. You don't want to put bowls on top of the jack, because he takes a foot away, a foot of line, and goes whack. Good start, Alan. Just got to change to 12 ends. Full midday sun right away, and yeah, the glare on one of my monitors just makes it really hard to change the score. But I hope you're enjoying the coverage. And even though it is a 23-1 at the moment, but the poor Hammerhead boys of Hill and Kingdom, it's Robbie Warren Kingdom at the moment, putting on a clinic. A highlight reel. Beautiful greens here, and well done. The Shoalhaven Heads bolo, bringing the Karen Murphy classic pairs. Franklin a clear leader at a 28+ margin on his first game. There is a significant difference in abilities here. Yeah, lovely touch-up. There's Suckley, or Sucko, deciding to bring in his own version of, well, Robbie, can't let you have all the fun. Great draw bowling. All right, Alan Hill on the forehand. Just trying to get second shot at the moment. He's down 3. Give your skip a chance. He's got one behind, so the tee's there. Yeah, positive effort. It's the execution just didn't probably come the way he'd like, but didn't leave it short. Well, viewers, I've played against Robbie a couple of times and he's in a mood. Lovely fella. Not so sure about the Manly Seagulls cap. There's 2 teams in the NRL that people support their own club and anyone playing Manly. Anyone watching from the Northern Beaches, no disrespect to you, but I'm a Bear supporter. I was born red and black. Lived on the peninsula for about 30 years now, and I still can't go to see the Seagulls play at Brookie. Robbie Warren. Trying to get back to the tee, because you might be able to see it. I'll bring the bowls down. He is trying to beat those 2 bowls there. So I'm going to take the screen back up just a little bit just to see the methodology of Dwayne Kingdom. He's left the mat, left the head on the forehand. Tricky conditions, and that's generally, green speeds are good, greens are good, but in windy conditions like this westerly, yeah, well done, mate. Just falling out. Could be third shot. Yeah. Robbie just asked Succo, you want me to go again to get to a tee or just draw another one in? And Robbie playing defensive. He doesn't need to be at 23-1, but they want to protect their lead. So he's going to put another one in there, but he wants to make sure he either gets back to the centre line to not give skipper Dwayne Kingdom a chance. And as Robbie let that go, a huge gust came in and the westerly pushed that bowl across the face. So he would have been fairly close to being where he needed to be. Dwayne has a good shot here. Allows it come back. Positive weight on the running surface. Just needs a bit more. He's close. Yeah, fair effort. Well done, skipper. Definitely second shot. You know what? That's a good positional bowl. So we're going to give you a... Karen Murphy thought that was pretty good. Robbie trying to get back to the purple bowl. He shouldn't be short. He's close. Gets the toucher, pushes it out, and has probably made a couple. There's anything this man can't do in this game at the moment. And they do say it's on the day. I'll tell you, he's having a day, particularly in round 2. Matt Harris here in commentary. My great pleasure to be watching some terrific bowls being played. Come on, Dwayne. No bias here. Go the Hammerheads. Reach for reward. Now that toucher has brought in perhaps not another one, probably only one. Thought it could have been a little bit more. Where I'm sitting, viewers, I find it very difficult to see the green. So spatial awareness probably isn't my strength when I'm looking at the monitor. Look at that wind. You can hear it. You don't even need to look at it. Up and back. The boys are on the board at 24-1. Wasn't the best winning score at the moment. We had that in the first game. 28 shots up to Belrose Bulls platinum player Franco, Brad Franklin, playing with his dad. He got his dad into bowls. His dad was actually a golfer. And look at this. When you're hot, you're hot. Lovely bowl. Let's show the highlights. That's just a terrific bowl. You know, in these conditions, no fluke about that, I can tell you, viewers. Classy pairing. And wow. Al did a great shot. He also got a toucher. Oh, hopefully he had the replay, but Mr. Chalky was up. There we go. Just missed it. Just remember, viewers, I'm controlling all the cameras and I'm my own producer and director. And it makes it a little bit challenging when you can't see your monitors. It's just extremely glary, but we can't put up a shade cloth because it's just too dangerous. All right, Alan. Just got to reach, my friend. Easier said than done on a day like today, though. All right, penultimate end. Succo with his final bowl of this end. And then they're all going to have some lunch. Can't really see too many other scoreboards at the moment. Karen Murphy's on the other green, as is Franklin Fong, the Chopstick Mafia, and as is Braden Franklin. Yeah, good grouping. Would prefer to probably have one a little bit behind, but the skipper Dwayne Kingdom hasn't really hit many targets, so the confidence for the Taraji crew, they know they need a margin. But this is where I'd prefer to see ends won. And look, they might have won nearly every end. But I think margins, not a good indication. Shots against would probably be a kind of way of judging the final placings after wins and ends. Shots against, then shots for. But look, what do I know? I've only had university degree of event marketing management for 4 years. Before that, I did a sports science degree. Been a PE teacher for 30 years, and I am a club coach. What is for lunch, Luke? I believe it's hamburgers, mate. Hamburgers. They look great. The rissoles were brilliant. Oh, got to get Al out of the way. Can't see him. He's trying to hold on to his hat. I might change my other camera just so we can see what's happening. Because at the moment, my Al's standing in the road. I can't see anything. Here we go. Good fella. There we go. The message got out to him. Good bowl here, skipper. Positive weight. Yeah, 2 down. Robbie Warren playing the narrower hand. Probably only going to take 2 foot of weight. I mean 2 foot of grass. And might have got in there for third. As I said, once again, spatial awareness. So you'd think, viewers, that front blue bowl beats the left bowl of lead Alan Hill. And he's really got to play this hand because he doesn't have many options outside. A great effort. He's got to stay high. Unlucky. Definitely 3 down now. Throws his hands up to say, well, what else can I do? Well, mate, I can tell you, you just got to get to the change rooms and reset for after lunch because the Taraji pair have been very strong. Suckley's done his bit. Keep building heads to make Robbie Warren be able to execute. Just needed more bowls in the head. Robbie trying to backdoor it here. Not quite. You know what? Don't be tentative. Grip and rip. You've got the tee. Plunge the jack. Fingers and toes crossed for you, Dwayne. Send it on its way. He's in good area. Get down. Unlucky, brother. 3, maybe 4. It is 3. All right, our final end. With a bit of luck, this wind will blow itself out. Yeah, the food here, Luke Rossington mentioning on the live stream, is beautiful. I had a great hamburger. I mean, not hamburger. I had some pizza, Meat Lovers Pizza last night. Very affordable. You know, members $23. Always, when I come to new clubs, I always join up as a social member because you generally get the money back in the night, first night. Although the beverages, I don't drink much, but they were very complimentary of me last night, which was very lucky. Well, look at those palm trees. Have a look at them. They're just getting belted. Oh, it's the windiest conditions I've ever had to broadcast in. Learning a big learning curve, and you look at the... Oh, man, it's tough conditions, but I hope you're enjoying the coverage. It's not just all about the big names, it's all about trying to give other people a bit of a time in the spotlight. All right. And now Alan has decided I'm going to play the narrow hand. Both ends. Very difficult. In these conditions to be consistent. All right. And if you think those are ordinary bowls, they are, but I can tell you the conditions are challenging. So, you know, normally when you're watching a pretty close game, bowls, very close heads within, you know, a mat's length or, you know, a metre, either in front or back. But look at the correction. Robbie Warren applauding that. Well done, Sucko. Welcome, Dwayne Kingdom. Orchestrate from his lead. Come on, Adam. I should say Alan. kind of hand, the non-windier hand, but the consistency is the draw to play the wide hand. Give it a chance. Let's have a look at the area that Succo's sending it. He's out towards the number. He is using XGs, so I'm not too sure what bowl you use. The XGs are a wider bowl than, say, the GTR. And you know what? He's gone, I'm going to finish pretty well. I'm going to bring it in, and I'm going to say, let's make the highlight reel myself. So on the YouTube Live Sports coverage, coming in, sends it out in a pretty good area and lands it and does very well done. Good job. G'day. All right, back to live. Alan Hill did a pretty good effort to try and set those two white bowls. We're looking at the change of end. Well, look, viewers, I'd imagine we're going to have a break for about 45 minutes. So I'd imagine we will be back out here, depending on the wind conditions, and hopefully the forecast was these winds to get lighter, not heavier. So they may keep us in a bit longer, but I'd imagine a 1:30. It's only hamburgers. It's not a 4-course meal. Aim for 1:30, 25 to 2 to be back out here. I'll let you know once I find out if there's any other information. But you have been watching the Taraji pair, the state over 60s team. The back end, they have put on a show. Robbie Warren hitting everything. And look at this. You wouldn't think that we're playing in 30-kilometre-an-hour winds. Bang. All right, skipper, grip it and rip it and just smash those 3 bowls. But he's been kind. He's the hammerhead skipper, and he's showing them too much hospitality. He needs to find that extra length. Come on, Dwayne. He's trying to show them I can draw this. He's not far away. Jack, something? Yes. Good on you, mate. No biased commentary here whatsoever. Go the Hammerheads. Let's have a look at that on the replay. We better not, because no, I reckon Robbie's going to have to try and draw that. He can't smash it out. Let's have a look at it on the replay. Willing it. It gets there. Eat it. Well done. You know what? There was no nudie run, so he got that first task done. But can they win the last end? Because apparently the new rules that they've just brought in, last end wins. It might be 27-1 down, but if you win the last end, you get the chocolates. Anyway, come on, Dwayne. 27-1. It's been tough. All right, Dwayne has been the shining light for the pairing. Alan's been really good in the supporting role. I try to give him a little bit of coaching, just to say change to the narrower hand. You might get a little bit less in frequency. All right, Robbie Warren. Oh, okay, here's the call. Can you see it? Hit it. Now, I can tell you, viewers, if he gets rid of it, he's got to come through that little gap. If he gets rid of it, they hold 4. Now, my cameras are shaking all over the place. If there's one man in the state that can do it, or on this bowling green, it is this man from Taraji. Robbie Warren grips it, rips it, sends it. He went for the jack.
He slipped on the mat.
And he slipped on the mat. Wow. You know what? We're not going to go to the replay, but yeah, he didn't execute. And look, even Robbie Warren misses. You know, we've got a couple of people coming in. He wouldn't be happy about that. Come on, get the second shot. He's wicked off that, landed it, planted it. Did they double their score? They might. Do they get 2? Ah, Succo putting on the tape. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going off to lunch. You can see the measure there. It's a fair result. Just in for 1. I think that's all they're getting. Well, listen, as we bid you farewell, congratulations to the Hammerheads. They got to 2. And I mean, no disrespect, they doubled their score. What a fantastic display of bowling by the crew of Suckley and Warren. Smashed the Hammerheads 27-2. You know what, but listen, if you're a fan of bowls, it was a shot fest. And the rule of thumb is you got to have more than one bowl on the head when you're playing Robbie Warren or you're gone. We got round 3. Who knows, we might be bringing the Penrith boys here. We'll see you soon. Matty Harris signing off. Enjoy your lunch and we'll see you soon. Go the Hammerheads.
Boys here, mate.
Oh, I know that. You're at Wexie now, aren't you?
Yeah, I am from Penrith though. But,
No, I know that, but